Thank you, Mr. Chair. So Sophia Marquez, who does government relations with you, her bio says that she does, she works as a liaison with government, and yet she's not registered to lobby. Why don't you guys register to lobby government?
Happy to speak to the question, sir. So Sophia Marquez, who does government and stakeholder relations, if I may just correct you, sir, that's her title, engages multitude of stakeholders across provincial governments.
But why don't you register to lobby?
Because, sir, in fact, engaging the federal government is it has never been more than a few percentages of our budget. Yes. In fact, it represented last year 1.03%.
But how little the money you get has nothing to do with the legal obligations. It's how much time is spent. So in the last month, I mean, you've been heavily involved in these programs with Minister Chagger, Minister Ning, Bill Morneau's office is involved. Are you telling me that, that somebody in your office wasn't spending at least 7.5 hours a week doing this? Because that preparation is lobbying. Sir. Why don't you register to lobby?
Time to answer.
Thank you. Previous to this point, and if I may clarify this point, the government came to us to ask for assistance on a program. Previous to this point, this was highly unusual for us to be spending any significant amount of time with the federal government on these type of proposals.
But you're getting a lot of money from them. I mean, YMCA registers to lobby, the Heart and Stroke Foundation, and they don't get nearly the kind of money that you guys have gotten. So they all register. The lobbying registry is full of charities except your organization. And yet none of them, say, for example, hire the Prime Minister's mother or the Prime Minister's brother or have the Prime Minister's wife or Bill Morneau's daughter or fly Bill Morneau. It's the image that you're giving here is that you're getting influence by the kind of power that you have. So when you call, man, they call you. That is lobbying, and you have an obligation, and you are not meeting that obligation.
Okay, we will go to the answer, and that will be it. If you could give the answer, gentlemen.
I will happily stand corrected by our council, but based on my understanding, those things that you identified, hiring the adopted daughter of Uganda of an individual, having a mother of an elected official, not an elected official capacity, but as a speaker on mental health, these things I don't believe are actually defined as lobbying.
Well, they're defined under the Conflict of Interest Act as the family of the public office holders that you're lobbying. If you read, I mean, Bill Morneau never read the Conflict of Interest Act. I think you guys should, and maybe the Lobbying Act as well.
Mr. Angus, we're going to allow an answer, and then we're going on to Ms. May. An answer, please, gentlemen.
And sir, the proportion prior to this conversation with the government, when the government approached us, when Ms. Mornick approached us with this opportunity, we have received approximately, give or take, $5 million or so from the federal government, to the best of our knowledge, over many years, going back to 2013, the information provided to me. But that's a relatively small, very minuscule, under 3% portion of our budget.
And it's not the size of the budget.
Mr. Angus, we want an answer. Mr. Angus.
Well, I know, but he's already said that, Chair. We need an answer on the lobbying.
Mr. Angus, they need time to give an answer on the lobbying, and your question round is over. So I'm giving the gentleman time to answer the question, and then we'll go to Ms. May.
Thank you, Chair. We really appreciate it. Mr. Angus, we hear your question. We understand your concern. The answer is that previous up to this point, we've had virtually very limited engagement with the federal government seeking funds. And they, at this point, approached us.
Because you're hanging with their family. Come on.
Okay. You got a little further answer there, gentlemen. We'll go to Ms. May.